Hey, boxing fans, what do you say? What do you know? What are you doing, old school Saint here? I know I haven't been around in a long time, but you know what? I don't make these things on a regular basis. I'm not looking to make anything out of this. This is just if I feel compelled to make a video, I make the video. Today I'm compelled, and you know why? I take a look at the ESPN rankings this morning, the pound for pounds, and I was just curious. I was curious where Beterbiev would be in the rankings after what I saw on Saturday night. And I'm telling you, I get on there and I'm looking and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling. I got to go down to number 7 before I see his name. And I'm telling you, I don't know if this is a political thing. I don't know if it's it's an issue with the promoter, the network. I don't know what it is, but this is like absolutely ridiculous. This is like, just to me, it's another mark on boxing and the illegitimacy that we see in so many aspects of the fight game these days. They got Terrence Crawford as number 1, and he's probably the only guy I think that you could make an argument for in terms of Beterbiev. Beterbiev is either number 1 or number 2. You got guys on the list who are, first of all, let's back up a little bit and let's talk about what it means to be the pound for pound. Okay, maybe there are people that look at it differently and define it differently. I can understand where you may look at it and say, well, you know what, I'm going to take a guy who's, a guy who is able to go, fight multiple divisions and win multiple belts and crowns. Over a guy who's fighting in one division and dominating the division. I maybe could understand that. I could kind of understand a guy who maybe looks at it and says, hey, I'm just looking at the most skilled guy. I'm looking at a guy I got my categories. I've got my 5 categories for what I think constitutes a great fighter, and I think overall this guy is the best. I could understand that. So I think both of those arguments hold some water. However, I think when you got a guy who was just completely dominating his division, even if it's only a single division, he's just dominating that division the way that Beterbiev is. I can't pronounce his name, sorry. But anyway, I don't see how you can go against a guy like that. I watched I'm sure you all watched the Smith fight the other night. And while I picked Beterbiev to win the fight by a knockout in the 8th round, it was actually referee stop contest, RSC. That's what my prediction was. I was surprised to see how strong Smith was. The last time I saw a Smith fight was against Canelo at 168. And I was not impressed with him. I thought he looked to me like a physically weak fighter. I guess part of it might have been his strategy to kind of stay away from Canelo and box him, and it didn't play to Smith's strengths. I don't know, but he just seemed like a weak fighter to me. The Smith that I saw, the Smith that I've seen in subsequent fights after looking at some of videos of his fights in preparation for this last fight. At 175, I could see he's much stronger. I mean, he's a guy. He's a solid puncher with both hands. He punches in combinations. He's got a really good left hook. Good counter puncher, and he's got all that length. He's 6'3". He's got a huge reach. And I noticed right off the bat when he steps in the ring at 175. I mean, at 68 when I saw him against Canelo, maybe he was 73, 74. Man, he looked huge in this fight. He might have came in here at 185. I mean, he carried the weight really well. You could see how big the guy is. And a lot of snap on his punches, just a really skilled guy. And I thought there was a chance, that he could possibly hurt Artur. But what I saw was a completely dismantling of a really good fighter. So my simple point is that Beterbiev is arguably at this point the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Maybe it's a 1A, 1B, or 1-2 in terms of him and Crawford. But I don't see how guys like Usyk and Devin Haney, and Tank Davis are guys who are ahead of him on the list. I don't get it. Maybe you could enlighten me. Maybe there's something about because I'm not really into the politics of the game. I'm an old time purist. I'm looking at fighting styles. I'm looking at what the guy brings to the table in terms of skills and abilities. That's how I look at the matchup. So I try to stay with. You guys know if you watch any of my videos that I will get into the politics to the extent that I'm completely frustrated about the fact that these guys don't. The best fighters don't fight each other, and all of the nonsense between the promoters and the different network affiliations. It's very very frustrating. It's taken the sport, as far as I'm concerned, into a very very bad place. But other than that, I'm really looking at the guys. I'm looking at the fighters, and that's the way I'm looking at this. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's an ESPN thing. Maybe these guys, and I don't even know, is Arthur an ESPN guy? I have no idea. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe I need to go and look at some other ranking agencies and see. Maybe I got to go. You know what? Maybe I should have gone to Ring Magazine to see where they rank them. But anyway, that's my take on this. Really, really interested. If you got any feedback on what I'm saying here, maybe you think I'm talking out of my you know what. Maybe you know something that I don't know, but I'm interested in what your feedback might be. So leave something down there. You know the story with me. If you leave something, I'm going to comment and I might even go down a rabbit hole with you. Okay. Because I love the boxing game and I enjoy talking about it with people who also know the fight game. Very, very interesting. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for today. And like I always tell you, like my father used to tell me, he used to say, hey, old school saying, he didn't really call me that, but he used to say, hey, Joe, remember in life, when you go down, you got to make sure, and that's the way he talked. When you go down, you got to make sure you get up. You get up and you get up and you throw punches because that's the way life is. So that's my advice to you. Anyway, see you next time. Next time I'm compelled, next time there's a big fight, maybe I'll come on. But anyway, I wish you and your family peace, health, and wealth. Take care, baby. Old Stu saying here, signing out.